Alright, so this pillar's been damaged. There's a little bit to pull here. And actually there's some to pull back in here. That's pretty easy. I can weld tabs and pull this so that's back to 90 degrees because this is greater. It's been crushed, greater than 90. But you can see this, and this was really bad. It was really caved in flat. But as I started pulling, I started perforating and just making a general mess out of that. So you can see this side, it's been caved in pretty good. They replaced this fender. They repaired the door poorly. I had to reskin the door. That's how bad it was. So we're gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna show you through fabrication process. This is how I pull quick templates. This side is exactly the same as that side, but opposite, okay? So you can see how it's shaped, formed. There's actually some perforations down here I will have to fix that are rotted. It's either cut it out and section it in. In some cases, they're finite, small perforations, no big deal. This has been cavity waxed to no end, so they're probably small perforations, no big deal. Weld them up and move on. So, in the fabrication process, this is your friend. 1.5 inch tape is all I keep around, the largest I keep around. But I want a good template of this part, so I cleaned up the area in question. And I just start running like this, and I try to somewhat picture frame it. I'm going to come back and trim it with a razor blade. And this should give me the bulk of what I need for templates. I'll generally overlap it almost halfway. That way it's double thickness everywhere. Press it in there nice and good and all the appropriate parts, bunch it up. It doesn't matter. When you pull it off, you're going to mark it, you're going to trim it with a razor blade. It'll be easy to deal with. And I try to clean the area up real nice, and then I can pull a clean template off of it. You don't want it like pristine, spotless clean, because then you can't get the tape back off. So a little bit of dirt on it's not going to hurt you. I'm going to have to go down into here somewhere for my template. So then I'll go along here and I'll do a cursory trimming. And when I lay this out on steel, I'll actually let it run. I'll let it fly wild on all directions when I lay it out on the steel, so that I have to trim it later. That's my personal way of fail safe, so I don't totally muck it up. And trimming it like this isn't altogether necessary. I like it. I like a nice clean part when it comes time to do my work. So I trim this. Then I come back in. That's an innie. this was waxed, so even though I cleaned up the muck and the dirt, it's still got a lot of wax on the panel, which I left alone so that I might be able to peel this up halfway reasonable. And some of these more complex panels, pieces like this that are real bendy around the corner, they can kind of be a pain. And sometimes I'll take to running the tape on my shirt before I stick it to the part. And there you have it. I've got a decent template for my needs. I can actually cut it on the lines and it'll give me everything on the piece of steel that I need. Now this part folds this way. The part I need will fold this way. That's a mirror. So you can trace it on the steel like this, and then you gotta do all your bends the opposite direction. When I lay it out on the steel, I'll lay it down there and mash it out as flat as I get it. It won't lay perfectly flat. You don't have a quote perfect template. And I may, in this event, cut along this line here, which is this edge. So it'll lay out flat here, and I'll lay this underneath it, and it'll bring me within my realm. This section is less important than all of this, because all of this is this entire layout. So that's a template. I use 1.5" masking tape, Sharpie marker, and a razor blade. Until next time, thank you much.